Hi, Janelle Schaefer here with Sheep Hill Herbs. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. I'm so glad that you have found me. But please take a moment before you would pop off this channel to subscribe. Hit the bell notification over here. Hit the like button. The bell notification lets you know when I made a new video. And also, you can find me at sheephillherbs.com where I have a blog. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can have naturally clear skin with natural methods. And this is going to be probably a series of maybe 3 videos. The first one today will be something you're going to do internally, and it might be a surprise because normally people think, what skincare product? What is the great new skincare product that I can use for clear skin? So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to come really close and let you see my skin up close. Okay, so my skin, I feel, is very clear. I'm very happy with it. And it isn't, I'm not attributing it to specific skincare products. I actually do very little with my skin, just as if you watched my hair video, I do very little with my hair. My whole premise or my whole thought is I want to work on the inside of my body for everything. The inside radiates outwards. I talked about authenticity. The inside, who we are inside is much more important than who we are outside. But when you work on the inside, the outside radiates. And I don't want to exemplify a mask to the world. Yes, sometimes a woman with can be striking with a lot of makeup, but this is a mask. It is something that covers up. It's meant to cover up, and we want to let our natural beauty shine forth. So the first thing I'm going to share has to do with inside. And I did not know this when I was a teenager. I wish I did. And I'm applying this to my own teenagers. But there's 2 great herbs, and I'm looking over here because I'm going to pick it up in a minute. 2 great herbs that go into the body, the liver area, and which in Chinese medicine, the liver is known as the seat of the emotions. So you hold a lot of emotion there. When the liver is overworked, and that can be from highly processed foods and fatty foods and alcohol, caffeine, and even like not just prescription drugs, but just like Advils and Tylenol. These are all toxins. Your liver is filtering all of this stuff. And you might even have latent things from your birth, from your mother, if she had to have a lot of intervention at birth. If you have emotions that are constantly tugging you around all the time, your emotions are getting seated there. And during upheavals in life, during times of like puberty, and definitely during the women's time of the month, this is a common time when there's breakouts, usually a week before you have your cycle. So what happens is the liver, it needs help. It needs some care. It needs some toning so that it can process all of these things in the body and that your skin will be able to stay clear. So what I want to share today is not external, and I will go into some external things that you can do, but today it's internal. So I have 2 herbs in jars here, and they both look almost exactly the same. And I'm going to show you how to make the tea from them. This is dandelion root, and this is burdock root. Both roots are excellent for toning and nourishing and cleansing the liver and creating awesome skin. In the summertime, well, starting in the spring, after a long winter where you usually eat heavier foods, you're not exercising as much or sweating as much, the dandelions come up in the grass, and I pick and eat as many as I can. In fact, I'll eat dandelions all spring, all summer, and it really rejuvenates my skin. I feel like my skin looks amazing. So in the winter time, I stick to the dried root version. Sometimes I take the time to dig them up, and I do have a video on how to dig up dandelion roots. Dig them up and cut them and dry them myself, but it takes a lot of digging to get a lot of roots. So I do often buy both of these roots. And roots are, a root tea is made differently. It's a decoction than an infusion with leaves. So that's why I'm going to show you how to do this. And if you want to see marked improvement on your skin, I would suggest drinking 1 to 2 cups of a dandelion burdock combination tea daily. And you want to change dietary habits. You really do. For me, I had to cut out a lot of processed grains. In fact, I shouldn't say a lot. I cut out every single processed grain. I only eat brown rice and I soak it for 24 hours. And I also eat quinoa and I soak that before I eat it. And I also, I like buckwheat. I use cassava flour. I use coconut flour, arrowroot. I do not have any gluten in my diet because gluten I find really agitates my skin and just my whole body feels off. So the reason for soaking those grains, that's a whole nother issue. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But I do pre-soak my grains before cooking them. And anyway, I think we're ready. I think I will now take you into my kitchen and show you how to make this tea with the 2 roots. And I have a link in my description for Mountain Rose Herb. This is probably my absolute favorite place to buy bulk herbs. They have excellent quality. And that could be another video too. You have to have good quality herbs. You just have to. It's like the difference between fast food hamburger and a gourmet hamburger at a fine dining restaurant. They just do not compare. You have to have good herbs if you want them to do what you're looking for them to do. So let's go down into my kitchen and I'll show you how to make your dandelion burdock decoction. My pot is on the stove and I have put 4 cups of water in here, and I set my temperature to a very low temperature, about 4 or 5, because I just want to simmer this root tea. Here are my 2 jars of herbs. And I use a simpler approach. 1 teaspoon per every cup. So I have 4 cups. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of burdock. A little bit more. Actually, that was dandelion. They look very much the same. And 2 teaspoons of burdock. Okay. And a little bit more. And there you go. It's in the pot, and the water is still clear. It's going to simmer. Make sure it doesn't boil. You want to watch it, and I'm going to simmer for 30 minutes. And the fragrance will go into your air. You'll be able to smell the nice root smell of the dandelion and burdock, and the water will turn to a brown color. And then if you let this sit for hours with the herbs in the pot, it will get even stronger. But 30 minutes is good for what we're trying to do. Here is my finished decoction, and it's warm. I let it cool down. My roots are now soft, and my dirty fingernails, because I use, they're stained from black walnut. I use a lot of herbs, but the root is very soft, where it started out very hard. That means the root has softened, and the chemical materials or constituents have gone into my water, making for my tea that I want to drink. So this is the tea that I'm suggesting you drink 1 to 2 cups a day to improve skin condition. So here is my cup of dandelion burdock tea, and it is exactly 1 cup. So when I say 1 cup, I mean 1 actual cup, not 1 mug, because mugs are different sizes. And I have added a little bit of almond milk because I like it that way, and sometimes I'll put a teeny bit of honey, and a teeny bit is less than a teaspoon because my teeny bit is probably a lot different than your teeny bit. So, tastes delicious. I love it, and I know that it is helping my skin. Thank you so much, and come back again. bye.